Hello and welcome to my tutorial series on how to make a zombies map. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to buy a sliding door. So let's get started. Today's video is brought to you by my Discord chat. Chat with me and fans 24/7 at gamevids.tv/chat. Join today and say hello. First things first, you're going to want to be able to build your doorway however you want it. I just set up 4 here because I'll show you 4 different directions that the doors can go. So then what you want to do when you're ready is create the door. So right click, go to script, brush model. It must be a script brush model, not just a model or anything like that. It must be a script brush model because we're going to apply a script to it. So it has to be scriptable. I don't think that's the right word, but it has to be able to be interactive with scripts. So what we're going to do then is we're going to just drag it out the size of our doorway. Here's what I got. We're going to change the view because that's kind of big. And then I'm also going to change the grid. I'm going to hit 2 on the keyboard and just make it 1 and 1. So instead of making it the full 8, I'm making it more like 4. You don't have to do this, but I find it much better if it's a little bit smaller, because when it slides, it's going to go into the wall beside it, and if it's the same size, the textures are going to fight. It's going to look ugly. So at least make it on one side smaller. Once it's in the wall, it doesn't matter. So there we have that door. So to make it quicker, I'm just going to copy this over to each door like so. Actually, we won't do that right now. We'll add the key values in pairs first. So then hit end on your keyboard. This is going to bring up this window. First things first, when making a door, click the dynamic path. What this means is that zombies can then go through it. Once the door is gone, it's now a pathway. If you ever find yourself in a room, zombies aren't coming in, it's because you didn't click dynamic path. So we're going to give it some targets, some keys and values. First thing is going to be target name, and this has to be auto. I'm not sure why, but you can't put any other word other than auto. At least when I tried it, it didn't work. So it must be auto, and then whatever number you want your door. So number your doors however you want to do it, just so that you know what number it is. For me, this is the first door, so it's going to be target name auto 1. We're going to hit enter. Then we're going to give it a script. Like I said, we use script model, so brush model, so now script vector. And what this does is when it's triggered, it will do whatever this is. In this case, it's a script vector, which means that it's going to change its position when we activate the script. So in this case, we're going to give it 100, 0, 0, and this is going to make it go 100 to, I believe it's the right. So if depending on how you set up your map would depend on whether it's negative 100 or positive 100. For this, we're just going to do 100. We're going to hit enter, and then we have spawn flags. So spawn flags, and then that's just 1. And there we go. That's all the keys and values that we need for the door. There are a few other ones. There's also one for when we create zones, which I'll teach you that in a future tutorial, so we're not going to go over that now. So we can actually copy these doors. We're going to copy it and bring it over here. And as you can see, when you open up this door, when you copy it, it's quite nice because it does change the target name from auto 1 to auto 2, and it'll keep going in that pattern, so you could copy those. But for the second door, what we're going to do is we're going to change the value from 100, 0, 0 to negative 100, which is going to make it go the opposite direction. We're then going to copy it, drag it over to the next spot, and then instead of this being negative 100, 0, 0, we're going to make it 0, 0, 100. And then we're going to copy it again, and as you can see, target name is 3. Make sure all these target names are different. This is good though, because if you were going to make a different door, for example, you could do a split door. You could have one go, we'll show you this, one go negative 100, one go 100, which would be the opposite way, and then just give them both the same target name. I was going to do that in a tutorial, but I figured it's very easy to explain. So obviously there's a lot you can do with the script vectors. And then the last one, we're just going to change this to negative 100. So there we go. All the doors are correct now. We have 0, 0, negative 100, 0, 0, 100, negative 100, 0, 0, and then 100, 0, 0. Now it's time to actually trigger this. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the first door. We're going to right click, go to trigger, use. This is going to create a little trigger. Now the triggers do not have to be as big as the door. So normally what I do is just 4 by 4, make it 32, and then I just make it as kind of wide. The good thing is that the triggers do have distance to them, and then just make sure it's lined up with the actual door itself. So we can change that a bit, And there we go. The triggers have a little bit of distance of them, so they don't have to be huge. I just kind of make them big enough to see. We're then going to hit N on our keyboard, and we're going to give this some keys and values. The first one is going to be target, and we're going to target our door. So in this case, we're targeting door 1, so we're going to make it auto 1. Then we have target name, and this is going to be called zombie door. Make sure you don't forget this one or it won't work. Then we have script, noteworthy, and this is going to be called magic_door. And then lastly, we have zombie cost. Now, zombie cost by default can only have a certain different numbers. It's 100, 200, 250, 500, 750, 1000, 1250, 1500, 1750, or 2000. Now, you could change all of these if you wanted to in the future by doing editing the code. You don't have to though, and we're not going to for this. So we're just going to put 500 in for the door, and there we go. We have now completed the trigger and the door. We're just going to copy this trigger. We're going to drag it over to the new door, and as you can see, this door doesn't know where to go because when you copy something, especially with the target, it changes auto from auto 1 to auto 5 because it's the next one. So we're just going to change that to the auto that's triggering the door. In this case, it's door 2, so we'll change the auto to 2. We'll then copy, do the same thing, auto 3, and then copy, do the same thing, and then auto 4. And that's it. We've now created 4 different sliding doors going 4 different directions. All that's left is save it, compile, and build the map. Alright, so here we are inside the game, and as you can see, we have 4 different doors. This was 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there's my zombies there. So we'll go up to the first door and we'll buy it. As you can see, it goes to the right because it goes positive 100. And based on how my map's set up, that's the right way. So if it goes the wrong way, always just change it. The next one goes to the left. So we got that. And then also a real quick tip. I did do 100. You can change that amount just normally based on your doors. The 100 is fine. And now as you can see, this one goes up. Now keep in mind, if you are going to go up, these do not delete when they move, which they should, but they don't. So it's always going to be there. So just keep that in mind. If if people can see above your map and you're making all your doors go up, that you kind of hide that or delete it with a script. And then lastly, we'll go down into the ground. So that's 4 different directions that you can go. You could also go forward and backward, which I wouldn't recommend, but you can do so. And then also the 100 is just however far you want the door to move. I deleted the walls, but as you can see, it went up to 100, and that's how high it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You can also check out the description for all the keys and values that I listed, rather than watching the video over and over again. And yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. Let me know what tutorials you'd like to see in the future, and I'll make sure that I'll put them down and get them done. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and start making some doors. I think next we'll do some debris. So I'll see you guys in the next video.